The building we're heading to isn't much to look at, since the clans only use it as neutral territory for meetings like this. Really, it's not much more than a cabin. What time is it? Do you think he'll notice we're late? Wait, of course he will. It's Rody. He's on time for everything. Do you have any idea what he wants to meet you about? You've interviewed him a couple of times, right? I never asked. Are you two close? Wait, you don't have to answer that. Here. This is it. Here. You go in first.
Well, hello, you two. Don't you know that showing up early is on time, and on time is late? I'm glad you accepted my invitation, Jay. It's about time that we met officially before the Hunter's Moon. I spruced up the place a little. Figured we needed more comfortable seating compared to those old chairs.
I can see. You've done a great job. I don't think this old place has ever looked this nice. But fixing things up is your specialty, right? I really admire what you've done to revive the Deimos clan, and that you're willing to help Phobos with our upcoming ceremony. All of that gave me the reasons why I accepted this invitation, as unusual as the timing was. You're probably familiar with the Phobos Pact custom of spending the days leading up to the change of leadership ceremony in seclusion. Celesterra was pretty up in arms over how unprecedented this all is.
I can imagine Alistair fussing over it. I'm surprised he even allowed this to happen without our betas in attendance. But I figured that our guests would enjoy learning more prior to the ceremony happening. There's pack relations we can discuss, the actual ceremony, anything really. After all, it's not every day that two clan leaders come together. Sorry, a clan leader and an act-in one.
Right. Except you know as well as I do that a human can't know the full details of the ceremony. So what are we really here to discuss?
As I said, pack relations and maybe touch on the topic of the ceremony. It seems Alistair has trained you well, Jay. Or maybe all that preparation you've been through has done the trick. Being alert and focused are good traits to have for a future leader. Wouldn't you agree?
You think I don't know that? Are you forgetting whose son I am? If you want to talk about pack relations, then let's talk. I wasn't aware of any concerns, so I'm open to hear what you have to say. It's my duty, after all, not only as the current acting leader, but as the very soon-to-be fully instated leader of Pack Phobos.
You really are your mother's son. So sure of things and confident that nothing can shake what's laid out in stone. You're acting as if everything's gonna go off without a hitch, like you'll go unchallenged.
I hope you're just trying to keep me humble and not implying anything. My confidence doesn't come from nowhere. Like you said, I've been preparing a long time to have what it takes to complete the ceremony and to be a good leader afterwards. Something I thought you'd understand. I'm rather sure I'd have what it takes to win against any who would come to challenge me during it.
Is that so? There are concerns, though I thought you were fully aware. You've a long family history, and to take over after your mother and carry on her legacy, I don't have much faith in your strength to hold the torch she passes on to you. After all, if an alpha of her standing could lash out, what hope is there for you to stay in control?
Watch what you say.
Heel down, boy. There's no need to.
I'm not a fucking dog. I know I'm not the official leader yet, but you need to treat me with respect.
Snarling pups can hardly be considered leaders. If you act like this, then what they say is true. It's said that the moon named after your pack is doomed, and all will meet its end by colliding with its home. It's destined for destruction, just like you if you can't control yourself. Just like your mother if she wasn't stopped.
Who told you about what happened with my mother? How much do you know?
What does it matter how much I know? It seems our dear guest is rather clueless. Did you not tell them why you had to take over so soon? Has he left you in the dark?
They're not supposed to know. Just like you. That information is only to those of the Phobos pack. I would never be able to tell a human. Even them. Tell me, how did you find out?
They've come here to learn about us and attempt to provide stronger relations, and you simply disregard them. Are humans really that far beneath you?
Don't try to bait me into reacting by putting words in my mouth. That's not why. At least not anymore. I value them. But there's just some things they can't know, for the sake of the pack. They know that. You do know that, right? I know in the start I was pretty hateful towards humans. That's just because... No, I shouldn't be making excuses. I was ignorant through nobody's fault but my own, and I'm still sorry about that. But I promise, I'm not hiding anything from you because I don't think you deserve to know. I wouldn't have brought you here with me otherwise. I believe in what you're trying to do. I want to help humans understand werewolves, just like you've helped me understand humans. But it seems like you're trying to undo that work, aren't you, Rody? Why allow them to interview you if you didn't want things to get better? Why sow all this distrust now? I didn't think this was who you were.
I can't keep this up. Not with those puppy eyes from both of you. Be honest with you, I was put up to all this. Dear old Babs asked this of me, and it's hard to tell her no.
What do you... Wait. By Babs, do you mean Barbara? My mother?
The one and only. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to deceive either of you. You especially, considering you're the outsider to all our affairs. Barbara, she asked me to give a final test of sorts to you, Jay. She wanted to know your resolve, to see where your feelings truly were regarding the packs and our future. I intended to come here to extend the olive branch to you, but she had a plan, and I was gracious enough to follow through with it.
How am I supposed to believe this?
That's exactly what I told her, so I asked her to put it in writing. Here, you should be able to recognize your own mother's scent and penmanship.
He's telling the truth. This is from her. Why does she always have to do things in the most extreme ways? I guess I should thank you. I'll admit, she had a point with this. A younger me definitely would have risen to the bait and lost my cool. You probably wouldn't have walked away without losing some blood, if I'm honest.
And I'm sure you know that you wouldn't have left here without a scar on your handsome face.
That's fair. If you have my mom's respect, I don't doubt you can fight. You two being in contact also explains how you know what happened. That you and her have had this secret mentee-mentor relationship this whole time. My mom never ceases to amaze me. But, shit, look at the time. Celesterra's gonna have my head. I need to get back to Packland and prepare for the ritual. I wish I could be the one to bring you with me, but I really can't let you see the preparations. I'm sorry. Rody, would you be able to take them? If my mom trusts you, then I do too.
Of course. You're in safe hands. Though as the leader of Pac Deimos, I will have to join him for the ritual soon. I'll bring you to Cliff and Alistair, since it seems they're in charge of you during it. Take care, Jay.
Thanks, Rody. I'll see you after the ceremony, right? I have something to tell you. And not just for your book. But I want to say it as the official leader of the Phobos Pack. Is that okay? Great. I'll see you both later then.
Truly? I'm sorry that you had to see him like that. And that you had to see me like that. It had to be a shock, me acting like that after everything I've been preaching. Babs was a mentor of sorts to me after we resolved our dispute. I didn't have the heart to go as hard as she wanted me to, so maybe I failed the test that she was secretly giving me. But don't worry about it. I'll behave during the ceremony. No more tests or tricks. After all, we have a new leader to welcome. And maybe after everything is said and done, we can meet again before you leave? I won't hold you to it, though, since it seems someone is hoping for your time. Let's get you where you need to be. Can't keep our betas waiting. It's a shame that you won't be right in the middle of all the fun. Please leave a like and maybe a comment to let us know how excited you are for the next part. And please, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you like this content and want more like it, then consider visiting anagami.com/commissions. It'll be worth it, I promise. I'm excited to see you after everything. Hope to see you soon.